Hey, if you're wanting to make some simple terrains in Unity, I'm going to show you a cool trick I learned today. Go to vector.com and you can log in with Google or Facebook and then make some shape and make it black, no background, and then black border, thick, no shadows, and make a number of shapes. Now I've already done this, so I'm going to open the one I already have. Okay, here's the one I already have. I'm going to export it. And then this says JPEG. I'm going to export it as a JPEG. And I'm going to make it 513 pixels. And there's some reason for that. Then I'm going to hit Save Image to Downloads. Alright. Now it gives it a really clever name like Unknown Tune. It doesn't even give it a file extension. So, yeah. And then in my case, I want to edit it a little bit, but you don't need to do this part. I just made something 4 times as large, and I'm copying it in such a way that it makes a pattern. So it makes a pattern, but like I said, you don't need to do this part. So then what we're going to do is import it into Fiji. Now Fiji is this really neat graphical scientific graphical program. And a few things you'll want to do. What we need to end up with is it needs to be type 8-bit or 16-bit. And it needs to be a square of 2 plus 1 pixels. So we've got the size right, but there's a bunch of cool stuff in binary that we can use to make this, to smooth out the transitions. So you can dilate these lines. It says it's an 8-bit black and white image required. If you click on Make Binary, it basically changes it almost not at all. But we want white on the outside anyway. And by the way, if you want a white background, just uncheck that box, or vice versa. So then make it into a binary, then you can erode and make these all smaller, or dilate them and make them all thicker. And so I'm going to say dilate, and then I'm going to hit Shift squiggly R to make them really big, even to the point that you can hardly see the space between them. And then I'm going to go to binary distance map. Boom. That made it a gradient between the black and the white. That, however, the white's not bright enough. So if you open Image, Adjust, Brightness, Contrast, and you pull this maximum slider down just a little bit, it makes the whites really bright. And that's what we're looking for. There's still a gradient between the white and the black, but the whites are really nice and bright. Now, as long as it still says 8 or 16-bit, in fact, I'm going to convert it to 16-bit. I'm going to do that adjust again. There we go. Apply. Okay, now I'm going to go to Save As and Raw Data. And now let's go import. Make a new terrain and go assign it a texture. Let's see. Okay. All right, but it's flat and it's huge. So down in the gear in the terrain inspector, go to Import Raw and go find your raw. These should be correct if all was exported properly. But this, you can set to whatever you want. This is the actual size of the terrain. This doesn't have any particular, this just stretches the height map. So I'm going to say, I know that I want this 60 by 60, and I want this like 4 or 2. Not very big. Cool. And then over on this terrain, I can line it up with this, and I can take the plane down a little bit. And then I've got an entire working level for my Pac-Man game now. Actually, though, you need to make it static, of course, but then also make it not walkable, and then bake it. Yeah, looks good. Don't mind the stereoscopic stuff. That's what I've been playing with. There you go. And you can see the ramps because of the distance map and everything. It all works great. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I hope that was helpful, and please keep track, because I'll be putting a lot of more videos out there with similar or more interesting kind of stuff. See you later on the next video.